So this is basically a podcast turned video. The amount of information in this one alone was like a full analysis video, so to do it justice, I spent hours editing it, and Vic really killed it here. I know there's a lot of flaws, but this is honestly one of my favorite videos I've ever made, so I hope you guys stick around and enjoy this.
So the first time I heard a Bang Dream original song was when a friend of mine, he was playing Rocksmith. It's a very popular guitar game, which is not Guitar Hero, because Guitar Hero you had to play with a plastic guitar, but Rocksmith you can play with an actual guitar. So he was playing a lot of popular songs until two other guys came in, and he was like, "Guys, we're gonna play Firebird. Are you ready?" And I was just confused. I was like, "What? Firebird? What the fuck is that?" And they're like, yes, let's go. And the moment the song hit, I knew like this was gonna be a banger. And to my surprise, it was. And that's when I knew I got hooked into Bang Dream. Like Firebird was like the trigger, and I started listening to a lot of Bang Dream songs. I think it started off with Rosalia. And then I watched the anime. Season 1 was season 2 and season 3 finished all of that. Then made videos with played a lot of games. Made videos with Bang Dream as well. The cover ranking video, the original song ranking video, and now here we are making an episode.
For me, whenever I was getting into Bang Dream, it started off as just you telling me that, hey, you should check this out. And at first I was like, okay, so it's a Vic recommendation. Normally you have the good recommendations. At Bandori, it was like something different because I never really watched anything that revolved around mainly just a girl cast in total. So I checked it out, and the first season was kind of meh for me because I was only checking it out because you recommended it. And at first it didn't really seem like much of anything to me, so.
To be honest, after my cover ranking video, I actually went off of Bandori because I was watching a lot of shows back then, and I didn't get time to focus on Bang Dream, and I didn't play the game a lot, and I fell off of it until 3 months later. I had to work on the original ranking video, and I used YouTube a lot for that, and the Wiki a lot of sources. And when you make the original, when you start to focus a lot on the song, see, this is where my music taste and my view of Japanese music totally changed. I think Bang Dream has a lot of depth into it. I think a lot of people don't notice it, and it got me deep in Japanese music. See, the thing with Japanese music is that majority of the listeners, they look and they listen to the song and they're like, if this sounds good, if the vocalist is good, that's it. They don't care whether or not the instrumentals are good, if the lyrics are good, they don't care. But when you start looking deeper into it, when you start to look at the lyrics, instrumentals, and I think not only Bang Dream, I think Vocaloid also plays a big part in it, because when it comes to Vocaloid, you're just listening to a robot, and it's very instrumental and lyrics based, so that you have to look at the lyrics, you got to look at the instrumentals. But Bang Dream, for me, I think a lot of the songs became better with more context. Like, for example, Beautiful Birthday by Reza Sulein. I think it got better after like season 3. When you watch season 3, when you know what Reza Sulein went through to make this song, that makes it better. Light Delight by Poppin' Party, which the lyrics makes it so much better. I think when I started to discover that the lyrics mean a lot, and there's a lot more to it than just a song. I think that's when Bang Dream really clicked for me, and I started to watch a lot of Bang Dream content on YouTube. I used to watch a lot of Sayo, Bang Dream voice actors content on YouTube. There are many YouTubers who do that, and yeah, that's how I really got into Bang Dream, and that was only like 5 months back, actually. I feel quite old right now.
Like you were saying, about Bang Dream and a lot of other stuff, whenever people listen to music, they don't really think twice about what they're actually listening to. As long as it has like a good melody or singer behind it, that's all they really care about. So that's what I was like before you started to get into Vocaloid. I started to listen to more of Bandori songs. And it went from me just focusing on just the melody to the vocalist to actually paying attention to the instruments that were being played and all the things that go into making a song rather than just what the song is itself.
To be honest, when you look at what Bang Dream went through, like, okay, Bang Dream, the project started back in 2015, 2014, during those periods. And the first three voice actresses or seiyus, Kazumi's VA, Arisa's VA, and Rimi's VA, three of them do not have any experience with their instrumentals, so they had to learn it from scratch. And they actually talked about in one of their recent interviews how they had to go from one place to another just to learn their instruments and then do the voice acting. And when you listen to their first song, Yes Bang Dream, released back in 2015, and now you listen to their recent releases like Photograph or any song or Sweets Band or something, any of their recent releases, you can feel how much they've evolved as artists. They've gotten better with their instruments. They've got better vocals. Now now look at this franchise. Now we got like 7 bands in there. They started off with 1. Now it's just 7. Tells you how much Bang Dream has evolved, and when you look back in the history of it, it really feels like it's been growing and growing.
Yeah, that's what I feel is the interesting thing about Bang Dream. It goes much more deeper and it's more of a broader span of everything because you actually get to see live shows, you get to see more of the seiyus, you get to see more of everything that you love.
Yeah, even I thought that it was just the anime and then the game. That's it. But when you start getting deeper, that's when it really strikes you. Like, I didn't plan on watching the live shows until I was just browsing through the wiki and I noticed some of the encore songs that they sang, like Black Shout with Razor Soul and something like that. So I went ahead, I went to the CAD website that you can download RAWs from. Went ahead, I went and downloaded the live shows. I was like, it's gonna be boring if I'm gonna binge it alone. So I was like, okay, you know what? I got an idea. I'm gonna stream this. And so me and my boys in the server that we are in, Nick was in it too, and I told him, guys, I'm gonna stream some Bang Dream live shows. If you want to watch it, get in. And we started binging it. I used to stream like 2 shows per day, or now I'm not streaming that much because I think I'm busy and everyone's busy and we had other stuff behind as well. So yeah, but it's been fun. I think when you watch the Bang Dream shows live is when you realize how much amazing the songs are, because when I watched it live, I think I headbanged so much it hurt my neck. Like, oh yeah, it was just surreal. Like, I don't know what it was. I mean, all I'm doing is just watching it through a screen, and I actually wish I could be there in person and watch a live show, because you can feel the energy and each different vibes that each band brings. Like, if it's Rosalia, they have this very dominant, they have this energy and this synchronization that most bands don't have. Then you look at Raz, they got this raw energy, the headbangs, the lightings match their vibe. And when you look at Poppin' Party, this is when I actually correlate the anime and the live stuff, because in the anime, Poppin' Party, they give off a happy vibe there. They have a lot of smile. They put up a lot of smiles. Even Yukina says it in the anime, how everyone radiates light around them. And even in the live shows, you can actually feel it. Like, I think I've had a lot of laughs from Poppin' Party lives. Like when I watched the 8th live recently, I was just dead laughing. I don't know, they were doing stupid shit, and that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, there was
And
a
I
lot
think-
of moments like that.
Yeah, and I think that's when you realize that Bang Dream, they have a lot of correlations with IRL stuff. Like, okay, actually, I'm gonna decode the anime a bit later because we're just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Bang Dream outside Japan is severely underrated. Like in Japan is a big thing. Like you check out Oricon song rankings, and you can if Bang Dream bands release a song that week, it's gonna hit number second or number first. Poppin' Party broke into the Oricon rankings number one twice, and Rosalia reached second, and Raz reached third once, and I think it was the cover collection volume 4. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that now. Fuck off. All right, so, it's a pain, trust me. Okay, so what else do we talk about? All right, so okay, let's get into the anime analysis, shall we? All right, so okay, so I rewatched Bang Dream. I don't ask me why. I was just jobless. Okay, I watched all 3 seasons, and I can actually 2 seasons. I didn't watch season 1. I actually only watched the OVA. The season 1 OVA. I actually watched it because Unity dropped a meme, and I was just dead laughing, and I was like, whoa, how did I miss this thing? So I went and watched the OVA, the beach episode OVA. So it's not that big of a deal, being honest. But yeah. So all right, season 1 is the weakest Bang Dream exposure that we've got because animation's lackluster, if I'm being honest. The 2D animation is not that great. If you actually watch the Kira Kira Hikaru performance, you can actually see Rimi's hands as if it's fucking MS Paint frames. And that the CGI doesn't save it either. Like you can just watch the opening to see how bad the CGI is. And I think season 1 could have been a lot better, but it was a new studio, so it's understandable how bad it got. Plot wise, yeah, you can just play the game, and then in the game there's a chapter 0 for Poppin' Party, so you can just watch that. I mean, you can just read through all that in the game. If you don't want to watch the anime, you know. But season 2 and season 3 is where really Bang Dream thrives in, and especially season 3. But when you come to season 2, they switched from 2D animation to 3D animation. And if you listen to Nick's podcast yesterday about X-Arm, you can understand how much of a hit or miss it is.
Yeah.
Right? So when I started season 2, especially episode 1, I was thrown off by the CGI, if I'm being honest. The CGI felt weird for me, and at that time, I was like, CGI is equal to bad, and I didn't watch it. Until a month later, I actually decided to pick up Bang Dream again and watch the anime. And that's when I actually realized that the CGI was actually pretty good. The character model rendering, the light shading, all of that stuff was actually pretty well done. But there were a few issues, like for example, how the characters were pretty stiff. Facial animations were pretty stiff. The animations in general were a bit stiff. But it's understandable because the studio that were doing season 2 and season 3, they were actually pretty new to CGI stuff. So season 2 was their first CGI work. And it's pretty understandable. Yeah, and for the first work, it's actually pretty good. When you get into the plot part, you get some sort of a plot in the first 2 episodes. Poppin' Party and okay, actually spoilers ahead. If you want to listen, you can listen because I'm gonna spoil a lot of shit here. But it's Bang Dream, so it's not that big of a spoiler. So yeah, have fun listening to it. All right, so in the first episode, you get the live show at Galaxy, and then Kazumi being Kazumi, she just blurts out, "We're gonna start a we're gonna start a self promotion, self sponsored show like Rosalia is gonna do." And then the second episode, they get hit by the hard reality that you can't just half-ass it. Like when they watch the Rosalia's performance, when they perform alongside Rosalia, they actually get the idea that you can half-ass this thing. Then you get the 3 episodes afterwards. Actually, 3 or 4. 3 episodes. These 3 episodes are basically filler because they're just introducing the 3 bands, the other 3 bands, Hello Happy World, Pastel Pallettes, and Afterglow.
Yeah, that Hello Happy World one was kind of...
The Hello Happy one was just... What? I mean... what the heck was Kokoro doing? What the hell? Like, if Isaac Newton predicted any sort of mishaps from him, I think he would have never predicted that Kokoro's existence would be the biggest mistake of his fucking life. Like,
yeah, she was jumping out of the windows and things and off of stuff, and I was like, what?
She jumped from a 3rd floor. She jumped from 3rd floor, fell onto the ground. She did a whatever. Okay, she just jumped and nothing happened to her. She's just jumping and jumping and jumping. Then you get that episode. You get Michelle, Tony Stark suit, Iron Michelle, you can call it, whatever. The up, down, left, right reference. It was a whole lot of mess, but it was a funny ass episode.
Yeah, it was.
Then you get the Pastel Pallette. Then you get the Pastel Pallette episode. Now, in my opinion, from playing the game too, Pastel Pallette has the best band story because of the characters. I felt a lot of times like these certain few characters were a missing link in certain bands. Maya for me was a missing link from the game itself, and I like how they've presented the characters too. Like, for example, Chisato. Chisato is way different than what we see in the anime. In the anime, we get this feeling that, oh, she's the, child prodigy girl who's just acting around, going from shooting to shooting, child actress, blah, blah, blah. But when you look at Chisato's personality, she's, according to what the voice actresses told about the, character summary, she has a black heart, she's mean, and she will do anything to get an advantage. And you can see a hint of it in that episode where Otae, the pop and party guitarist, Otae, where Otae works, Chisato comes into practice, and when Otae almost tells one of the Pastel Pallette members that, Chisato came into practice, Chisato bribes her with some buns. And that was just a hint of, actually, not even a hint to be honest, it's just a lighter perspective of what is actually Chisato's behavior or what her personality is. And, okay, enough of rambling about Pastel Pallette. I'll just get into the episode. I think the episode was really good because of how Chisato, sees herself. Because she knows that she's got to work hard if she's got to do the vocals and the bass. And how she compares herself to Hina, the guitarist of Pastel Pallette, who's literally a genius. She can literally learn a guitar within 3 days or something. But she's got this very outgoing personality, which this same comparison is also happening between Hina's twin sister Sayo, who's also in Rosalia, and she's got this inferiority complex and blah blah blah. We'll get to that later. And Chisato and Aya's relationship, and then the WIF, I think it was World Idol something, and the performance. And also, I gotta say, Shoring Dream and Cue My Flower are absolute bangers. If you hate those, you got no soul, mate. Anyways, next episode, the Afterglow episode. The Afterglow episode, in my opinion, shows what Afterglow really is. They're a bunch of friends who just sings out. They do their usual stuff. Like Rand says, we are just being the usual. Itsumodori. That's it. That's Afterglow in a nutshell. And actually, if we want to really get into Afterglow's motives, you gotta go into season 3 for that. But yeah, other than that, I think Afterglow is, in my opinion, is. I felt like they had the weakest motive, yet the strongest bond from the bunch. You know, when you look at bands like Rosalia, I feel like Rosalia can snap at any moment. You know, when they started out, Yukina's like, I'm singing for my dad. Don't, you better be at my level or I'm not gonna get you in my band. And you can notice how fast they can snap, they can break, and they could disband. Say how happy Misaki goes through a lot, and if Misaki call it quits, that's it. Pastel Pallette, they had a lot of chances of breaking up from the band stories in the game. But I think Afterglow is the one band that there's no way they're gonna disband. And the anime really shows that. Alright, so that's the 3 band episodes. The Otae Arc. Oh my god, the Otae Arc really came out of left field because I felt it was gonna be a generic ass arc that you're gonna see in every goddamn music anime. But the Otae Arc was actually really good. Like, so if you guys don't know what's going on, the Otae, the guitarist of Pop and Party, the main band, they have since Pop and Party is gonna have this self-sponsored show, Otae wants herself to get better with her guitar, so she starts performing on the streets to, you know, impress people. And all of a sudden, her best friend, childhood friend, Rei Wakana, also known as Later down the line, meets her, and they had this promise of making a band together, but Otae is already in Pop and Party, and Layer gives her a USB drive, which looks like a goddamn cat, and tells her to listen to the music, and that convinced Layer, or Ray, actually I'll call her Layer for now, to join her band. And when Otae listened to it, she knew how good the music was, and then she decides to join the band, and this band is known as Razor Sulan, and their producer slash DJ Chuchu, how do they call her, Chuchu or Chuchu? I said Chuchu. Okay, yeah, Chuchu. She, in the previous episodes, she actually talks to Yukina and how she wanted them to take her as her their producer, but Yukina rejects it because Yukina and Rosalia as a band, they want to make their music and not another person to interfere with their music. So Chutu, that hurts Chutu's ego so much because she thinks that her music is superior, and the fact that the Rosalia, the band that she likes, actually rejected her, made her pissed and made her make the band with Lair, who else was there? Pareo and Masking. Masking being the drummer, Pareo being the pianist, Ray being the bass vocalist, and Chutu being the DJ. And that fast forward 2 episodes later, they're having this you know, what do you call it again, festival? Okay, this festival between collaborative festival between 2 schools that most of the band members are attending, and Pop and Party was supposed to, perform there for their anniversary, and Otae couldn't make it because she had a live show with Raz. By the time she came back, the whole thing ended, and they were in shambles. And then the next day, Pop and Party goes and watches Razor Sulan's live, and that was the first live show, or actually in the anime, the first exposure to Razor Sulan that we're getting. And oh my god, I think Razor Sulan actually gave me chills. That first performance, Riot, was unbelievable in my opinion, because visually and song-wise, it was just phenomenal. Now, when I'm talking visually, you can actually notice that they use smoke and a hint of smoke on their live shows, and they pass light through the smoke with the fluorescent blue, yellow lights. And what it does, it gives, like for example, when they pan the camera towards the drums, and when the drummer hits, the, what do you call that metal thing again? I forgot.
Honestly, don't know. Wait, could you?
You're a drummer and you don't know. You're a drummer and you don't know what.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What the drum? Wait.
Oh, you mean
don't
like
play the drums?
not a syllable, but
the
symbol.
The yellow thingy. Yeah, that thing. Okay, so when the drummer hits that, you get this reflection off of the light towards the camera, which adds a lot of realism to it. And it's not something that you notice on your first watch. I watched Bang Dream 3 times to just get an understanding of how Razor Sulan's live performance, not live, sorry, the anime performances work. But anyways, Pop and Party watches the Razor Sulan's live, and there Otae says that she's gonna quit Razor Sulan as a support guitarist. She didn't join the band yet. She just said, I'm gonna quit as a support guitarist. Then Chutu comes to Pop and Party and tells them, you gotta hand Tayo over to me, because your music, your friendship is holding her back, and she can play better music with Razor Sulan. Now, this whole thing about how Otae's skills are being held back is actually something that a lot of the fans brought up, about how her voice actress, Otsuka Sae, how her guitar skills are held back by Pop and Party, because Otsuka Sae actually plays for 2 bands now, Pop and Party and Rondo in D for DJ. And when you listen to her in D for DJ, she's like a little different person. Like, D for DJ, Rondo's songs are a lot more rock, heavy metal. She plays I think she plays with the 7-string guitar at times, and holy crap, I'm telling you, she's a totally different person when she's with Rondo. Like, she's got this leash off of her and she's going all out with her guitar. But when she's come to Pop and Party, she's a lot more, she has to stick with the genre, right? You're playing pop and not a lot of rock songs, and it doesn't emphasize a lot with the guitar. And this question that the fans put out, like, is Otsuka Sae held back by Pop and Party? They actually brought it into the anime with, is Otae being held back by Pop and Party? Which the anime responds with, no, because Otae loves Pop and Party and she's staying in Pop and Party. Then the episode that actually got me crying returns. Oh my god, that fucking episode. Holy shit. How do I explain it? It's something, I think it took me 2 watches to get what was going on, to be honest, because when I watched it for the first time, I didn't get the lyrics for Returns until the recent watch. They actually had the lyrics in there, and oh my god, like, that, the way that they got back, Pop and Party got back, and that song, how it matched, how it captures the bond of Pop and Party is just, oh, that was just beautiful. And yeah, then it's the preparation time, and then the last episode, the sponsored show. The self-sponsored show was amazing in my opinion. You got the Poppin' Party play Returned. You got Pastel Pallette playing "Cue My Flower," which is an amazing song in my opinion. You got Hello Happy being Hello Happy with Egawa sing a song which, oh my god, Kokoro breaking physics again. Then you got Afterglow with which one was it? On Your Mark. Yeah, On Your Mark. Which is not my favorite Afterglow song, but it's actually pretty good. And then Rosalia, Firebird. Oh my god, that Firebird literally blew everything out of there. Even though I love
Firebird
Return,
is one of those
Firebird.
songs that regardless of how many times you listen to it, you still like it.
Dude, I've been listening to Firebird for like 7 months now, and I'm still not sick of it. I still headbang to that song. Tells you how good it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, Poppin' Party comes back again, plays Dreamers Go, and then they play the opening of the anime Kiss in the Music. Also, before we wrap up season 2, I forgot to talk about the opening and the ending. Opening is Kiss in the Music by Poppin' Party, of course, which is, to be honest, the snow halation of Bang Dream, in my opinion. If you guys don't know snow halation, if you don't know snow halation, you're living under a rock. It's a Love Life song, and it's popular for its chorus, you know, Todokete setsu na saniba. The Todokete part, yeah, it's actually pretty popular. Anyways, I feel like the Kiss in the Music is like the not Todokete, snow halation of Bang Dream. Then you got the ending song, which is pretty underrated, but in my opinion, one of the best endings. And yeah, I think that's about it for season 2. And then we get into season 3, which is the best Bang Dream season.
Yeah, honestly, my favorite.
So, my favorite too. Okay, so how do we start this? Okay, this is a lot more plot oriented. They introduce they actually introduce this character in season 2. Asahiroka, who's a huge Poppin' Party simp. I just forgot to mention her in season 2 because we've been covering. We're just moving the plot in a nutshell and not with the certain character. So Asahiroka, she was introduced in season 2. She loves Poppin' Party. She wants to make a band, but she couldn't. But in season 3, actually in season 2, sorry, my bad. In the joint cultural festival thingy, when Poppin' Party couldn't make it, she actually goes up on stage and plays a guitar solo, which was, oh my god, as a guy who watches a lot of guitar videos now, that was unreal because she played, which one was it again? Holy Wars and Raining Blood. These are two actual songs, and both of them are really hard riffs that you can play on guitar, and she just plays it easily, like, yeah, cakewalk. And she actually modified one of the riffs and then transitions, and then she does tapping and harmonization. She was just all over the place. And this performance, since Otae left Raz, Razor Sulan are searching for a guitarist, and they find this video of Roka playing the guitar, so they scout Roka by inviting Poppin' Party, Rosalia, and Roka to their live, and then at the live audience telling the fans that Roka will join Razor Sulan and gonna smash Poppin' Party and Rosalia. Now, before I go deeper into it, I actually missed an important detail, and that is the Bang Dream Girls Band Challenge. So, when the season 3 began, all the live houses, they planned this whole event or this contest where all girls bands get into this competition, and in the preliminaries the fans vote for their favorite bands each performance, and the top 2 bands go to Budokan in the finals. Now Budokan is a very popular live venue in Japan. The Beatles, the legendary band Beatles, played in Japan. Played in Budokan when they toured Japan. A lot of big icons played in the Budokan. So Budokan is mad popular in Japan, and Afterglow and Poppin' Party. Poppin' Party, especially Arisa, she wants to perform in the Budokan, and she's got the chance. They've got the chance to do it by reaching the finals. But yeah, so Reza Sulin joins in, Rosalia joins in, Poppin' Party joins in the challenge, and Reza Sulin wasn't winning, so they knew that they needed a guitarist if they needed to beat Rosalia. So they tried to get Roka in. Didn't work out the first time. Roka somehow convinced. No, she was playing the Riot, cover with her guitar, and then Masking, the drummer, listens to this and drags her to Chutu's studio. So Chutu actually is mad rich. She's got a huge, penthouse and studio and shit. Masking drags her there and tells her, you gotta listen to this. And then Chutu tells her this was the girl that we were scouting, and drags her into the studio and tells her to play. And she holds back when she were playing the guitar, and Chutu tells her to get the hell out of here. You're holding yourself back. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that seemed mad.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of BS. If I'm being honest, like, come on, you literally went to her school, you disrupted her class, you made her run around in circles, and then when she plays the guitar, you're like, nah, she's holding herself back. Get that.
You already know that she has the talent because she already scouted her. It's not like it was like a first edition.
But I think it was for Roka to realize how, like, she's holding back, I guess, She was holding back during that performance. You can see that.
Yeah.
And to get that, spark inside her, I think that's why Chutu told her to get the hell out. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, she did get in. So what happens is in the next episode, Poppin' Party finds out about Raz rejecting her to get inside the band. So on their first live, they make a song, and the song for Roka. Locke is her nickname. Roka, and she gets inspired by it. She gets out of there. She goes to the Chutu studio and tells her, "I want to play again." And she says it on her, Japanese dialect, on her prefecture or something. And then she gets into the studio and she plays again. And this time she doesn't hold back. She just goes all out with Riot. And then Chutu tells her, "You're in, but only as a temporary guitarist." The next day, they go to shoot an MV for Exposed Burnout, which is their song. And they get the MV done, and she plays the guitar properly for that as well. And then she gets into the band. What was the next episode again? Oh yeah, it was Poppin' Party's MV shooting episode. Oh my god. Oh, that was just so dumb. Like, that episode was
went with that.
Get into the box. That was a funny part. I think the box part. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. So Poppin' Party makes an MV. The process was really Poppin' Party like a big mess. But then Remy gets an idea of adding all the things that they love, and they got all of that, made a video out of it, and the MV actually turned out pretty well. They uploaded it, and everyone started liking it. Next episode, it's Raz vs. Rosalia. Chutu challenges Yukina to a live show, and this is where Rosalia's character is shown. Rosalia is a band that chooses their stage. They choose where they want to play. If the stage is on their level, they play. And that philosophy is also carried over to only to one of their members, and that is Sayo, the guitarist. And the others, they want to play wherever they want. Alright. But not all, actually, Yukina was the one who actually forced them to play on their stage that they decide, and Sayo follows that as well. But they have this big live show coming up for what they were working for the World Future Fest, Future World Festival, I think it was called. And they have this live show before that for Over the Future, which is like a preliminary for the Future World Fest. And they had to practice for that. Now Rosalia joins into the girls band challenge, and Sayo was like, "What are you doing? We gotta practice for the other thing too." And she said, "We are doing this to get more experience." Then she accepts Chutu's challenge, which triggers Sayo. She gets pissed. She leaves, and then she goes and meets Chutu. And that's when she gets the idea, like, Chutu is doing this because she's mad at Yukina. She wants to prove that she can make the ultimate music, and that's why she's doing it. She understands that. She goes and plays. She goes back to Rosalia and she starts playing again. Then it's a live show, and this is where I think Rosalia and Razor Sulin had their biggest difference. Razor Sulin depends on one person's performance at times. Meanwhile, Rosalia works as a unit. Razor Sulin has amazing quality and talent, but the thing is they lack synergy. They lack the synchronization and the same common thought, because this band was just made by Chutu so that she can prove that this is the ultimate band. Basically, they were just pawns at the end of the day. But Rosalia, they had a common resolve. But at the end of the day, Rosalia lost. Razor Sulin won because Layer, she got inspired by Rosalia's performance, so she goes all out, and they beat Rosalia. Then it's the next episode. The next episode is a Rosalia focus episode where they are recovering from the loss and they're working on the Over the Future Festival. Okay, sorry about that. Over the Future Festival, and Sayo starts to overwork because she feels this guilt that she let down the fans, and she's got to work more. And then because she overworks, she fell sick, and the usual mumbo jumbo happens. They talk about how every stage they perform is a different experience for them, and this is where actually Yukina becomes big brain, because she tells Sayo that thanks to this concert, they got to, discover a fan base that they could reach, and a way of marketing, a way of publicizing themselves in a way different. Razor Sulin, they became popular because of their music videos and their live shows. But Rosalia doesn't do live shows. I mean, not live shows, sorry, music videos. They know that they can have new ways of publicizing themselves, so they take up the loss. The next day and next few days later, something, oh fucking hell, I forgot the concert names now. Alright, so this concert happens, they thank the fans, that's it, done. Then we go to, what was after that? What was that again? Oh yes, the Razor Sulin Crisis Arc.
Oh, yeah.
Now this is where Bang Dream really shines, and I think Razor Sulin really shined throughout that series. So what happens basically is that first Poppin' Party realizes that they are falling behind on the competition, so they decide to step it up. They play 3 weeks in a row in a venue. They go to other venues as well, where Rosalia and Razor Sulin plays. And the one that Razor Sulin plays there Masking sets up a live show for Poppin' Party. Wait, oh no, oh fuck, I missed an episode. It was the bath episode. Do you remember it?
Oh yes. I really didn't
The filler
know.
episode.
I really didn't know what was going on in there. I just know that masking
It
was
was just
fangirling, and that's all I really remember. And
all right. I actually remember the episode a lot. Thankfully, there was actually a lot of Easter eggs in that. There was actually a lot of Easter eggs in that episode, but I'm not going to go into detail because I think that only veteran Bang Dream fans know about what the Easter eggs are, because there's plenty of Easter eggs in that episode. But I'll talk about that later. But thanks to this, a lot of the band starts getting closer to each other. The members started getting closer to the other bands. So Saya, the drummer of Poppin' Party, gets to know Masking, Fraser's drummer, and they start to know each other. Everyone starts to know each other. So thanks to that, Masking sets up a live show for them at their venue. And when Chutu knows that they would rather spend time with other bands rather than practicing, that hurts her ego. And then Reza Sulin starts falling behind Roselia. And this triggers Chutu like heck. So they call in Reza Sulin and they tell him, you guys, we gotta step it up. I'm gonna take control over your schedules. You gotta do practice. We're gonna attack the other. The way she says it is what really ruined it, because he just says attack. It's like war. But the other two bands, they're like, we're just having fun here. We're just gonna play music. We're gonna share a passion and such. But she's like, this is war, mate. I'm gonna attack you. No one's gonna attack us. So okay. So she tells them we're gonna play at other venues and we're gonna get all the votes and we're gonna do this and that. I'm gonna take over your schedules. And this really shows what Chutu was like at the start. She used her members as pawns at the start of the anime. I mean, at the start, and how she just treats them like dirt. Masking had enough of it. She leaves. Roka goes behind her. Lair knew that this ain't gonna go well. Pareo tries to treat Chutu, but Chutu just says, Pareo, you're just useless, get the hell out of here. And that just ruins Pareo and she disappears. And thus the crisis begins. And then the next episode, Roka and Masking talks out and they talk it all out and they become, they patch it all out. And when they come back, they know that Pareo like disappeared, and she's at a really far place. I think at the seaside of Japan, and they're downtown, and she's at the seaside of Japan, and they start searching for her. And when they finally find her, when she's Pareo, like in the band, she has her hair dyed into multiple colors. Sometimes it might be black and white, maybe pink and green, but at the end of the day, when they saw her, she was just having black hair. She looked like a normal student, and she just says Pareo disappeared. Basically, Pareo is just a separate entity for her, for what she isn't. Pareo also, IRL, Nubara, that's her name in the anime, actual name in the anime, is opposite of what actually Pareo is. She isn't cute. She's cute, but she's not as outgoing. She's very, secure, very insecure with herself, and she doesn't talk a lot. But Pareo, she's cute. What she thinks, she's cute. She talks a lot, and she's for Chutu. And when Chutu just said that you're useless, Pareo's existence is no more, to be honest. Yeah, and she says that, and then Chutu comes in and actually I skipped out one part about Lair's character development. Lair, when she joined the band, all she was doing was just singing and singing and singing. Just Chuto says to sing, I'm gonna sing. But that's when this issue arrives. That's when she realizes that she has to really carry the band. She has to be that mature person here, and that's when she starts getting more involved into the band. So she drags Chuto out of her house, takes her over to masking. Chuto falls down while running, and Pareo goes to her and says, "I'm sorry for slacking." Blah blah blah. They patch themselves, and then by the time they get back from all of that, back into the studio, it's I think it was November 7th. It was Chutu's birthday, so Pareo made a song for Chutu, and they sing it as a birthday gift. And oh god, okay, that's oh fuck, that actually made me sad. You know, that song that was just beautiful. You know, lyrics and just it's just amazing. If you guys want to check it out, watch the anime, please.
Yeah,
I can't go into more detail than that. Yeah,
I think
and we get a lot of.
I think it's
we get Chutu. Yeah. My bad. All right.
I think
talk out.
it's okay. I think it's important to note that about that scene, the episode really shows that they really didn't know each other on a personal level. Like they didn't know where she lived. They didn't know anything about each other. They were like complete strangers. That episode really changed it, and they finally found something like a common ground.
Yeah, true. Like even Layer says it. Like we haven't talked like this ever. We got to know each other more. And not only that, I think Chutu's background, I think that is actually pretty sad. Like her backstory is that her father and mother, they're very rich people. Her mother is a very popular violinist, and she was forced to play a lot of her instruments. She was forced to play the piano, and even though that she was good at it, her mother encouraged her. She was like, "Yeah, you're an amazing pianist." But when she goes to auditions and such, she doesn't win. And even though she doesn't win, her mother's clapping, pushing her so much. So she knew that she lacked the musical talent. So she knew that if she made music for people who were actually musically talented, she could make the ultimate sound. She could make the ultimate band. But that isn't the case, because if you don't know each other, well, if you're not on a common ground, your ultimate band can go swoosh, bam, gone. And I actually feel for Chutu for her background, but I actually hated her on season 2 and season 3. Everyone hated her. Like she was like, I think everyone was like, "Bitch ass, shut the fuck up, please." Like she's annoying at start. At times, season 3 she just became worse. But that flashback and that few 2-3 episodes really redeemed her, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Razor Suilan changed from this band that just sings music to something more, and I think it's more evident in that last performance. Okay, so we're getting to that now. So fast forward a few weeks, it's the end of the competition. And when they look at the standings, Rosalia gets first, and Poppin' Party and Razor Suilan ties for second. And then they decided that 3 bands are going to play at the Budokan. And then this is where the next 2 episodes really shows how close these 3 bands are. They're like, we're gonna Kazumi decides that, okay, we gotta play a collaborative song at the end, and they were like, okay, we're gonna tweak it a bit to our liking as well. They tweak it up, and they get there's that dress rehearsal, where they wear the outfit and check out the lighting and such for the next day. And you can see how close each band and each members are. Like how Masking interacts with Saya, or how Kasumi interacts with Yukina, how Otae interacts with Rei. you can really see how close these people are, and there's no competitive spirit. There's that competitive spirit, but on a friendlier note. And then they, you know how they push, they, okay, what's the word I'm looking for here? Codependent. Okay, we are going Oregai levels right now. Yeah, codependent. That's the word I'm looking for. They depend on these three bands depend on each other for them to push. Like Raise the Soul and depends on Rosalia, because as I said in that versus live, if Ray didn't watch that Rosalia performance, she wouldn't be doing as well as she would have done. Poppin' Party does well because of Rosalia's live performance in season 2 really showed them the reality of what a promoted show is. Rosalia is the scale, the measuring stick of how good a show should be. Both these bands, Razor Soul and Poppin' Party, they look up to Rosalia because they know that if a show has to be good, it has to be good as Rosalia does it. Poppin' Party, these two bands rely on Poppin' Party too, because Poppin' Party, even though they're musically or technically not the best band, they have this something that none of these bands have. The main band Mumbo Jumbo, you get, the shonen protagonist BS. It's not plot armor, by the way. Okay, so they look up to them because they have something. Poppin' Party has something that these guys don't have, and it really that episode really shows how codependent they're with each other. And then the last episode.
All right, guys, I'm recording this segment because Vic, as of right now, he has to go do something right quick. So you're listening to this because we're taking a short break. So hope that you guys sit back, you enjoy whatever you're listening to, and I hope this doesn't cause too much inconvenience, which of course it won't because this part will be cut out.
All right, so I'm back, boys. A little technical difficulty. It's like 4:45 in the morning that I'm recording. That we're recording this. Actually, in my time. Time zones are a pain. All right. So okay. So where are we? Budokan. Last episode. You can see from Poppin' Party, Rimi being hesitant a lot. She starts to zone out and stuff. And before their live performance, she was like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to perform because she wants the fun memories to last, and she wants it not to be just memories, but she wants to perform forever and ever and ever and to have fun and such. But yeah, as they all say, all good things must come to an end, and they go up on stage, they perform Mirai Train, which is actually a song that is very overlooked, but they have to act. But it's a really good song because it matches the situation of what is going on. Rimi can't move on. Okay, we're having Attack on Titan BS in here because you gotta move on, you gotta move forward, that sort of stuff. So Rimi can move forward, and the others accept it. They know that this is gonna be the end and such. Kasumi makes that song, and I think that song is just a wake-up call for Rimi to, you gotta move forward, mate. Then the next performance, the Razor Sulan performance, Beautiful Birthday, they play it on live, and oh my god, the Beautiful Birthday performance for me is the best, visually the best performance in Bang Dream, hands down. Because I have already talked about how they have this subtle gas in the atmosphere and how they use the lightings. When you put out gas like that and when you put out lighting like that, you get this illuminated feel to it. You get this sort of feel to it. It just adds a lot of realism, and it's absolute eye candy, and I fucking love it. It also matches a lot with the song as well. The vibe the song presents, and it's just something that's, to me, undescribable, because I knew that when I saw that performance, I knew that this was gonna be my favorite performance by far. Then you get Avant-Garde History by Rosalia, which, I mean, they talk about how Sayo made that song when she was sick or something, but
To be honest with you,
I don't know.
I didn't really feel that. I was expecting something a little bit more grand.
Yeah, me too. I was expecting some banger, but not gonna lie, Avant-Garde History isn't bad or anything. It slaps, but I expected something better, you know?
Yeah, it didn't feel right for the finale.
Yeah, I expected something like Ringing Bloom or something sort of song, you know? And it didn't feel, what Nick said was right. Like, it didn't feel right for a finale, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Because when I heard Beautiful Birthday the first time, I was like, you play Beautiful Birthday on the finale, you gotta play something better. You got like Unstoppable, Declaration of XXX, and a lot of banger songs in there. You're playing Beautiful Birthday. But on my second rewatch, that's when I actually realized that it actually matches their vibe. Rosalia, on the other hand, I still can't figure it out, but it is what it is. Then the owner, who is the owner of the first live house show, live house that they had in season 1, called, what was it again? Space? Galaxy? No, Galaxy is the one that... you get what I mean. It's just a live show, live house that Poppin' Party played at first, but then it shut down. So this owner woman, she's a very popular band member from another band, very, very legendary band or something, and she's running this live show. She's this very demeaning figure in music, and she comes out and she announces the winner that it's Rosalia. But then, best performance, Ray the Ceiling. Best band, Poppin' Party. And they're like, there ain't no individual winners here. At the end of the day, all of your winners. But who's the real big winner? Music. Girls band. That's the ending. There you go. Best ending ever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also, the collaborative song. Oh, that last performance had everyone in tears.
I didn't even expect
literally
that.
everyone. The song Yumebu Uchinoku Shunkan ni was actually the ending song that Poppin' Party was playing, but the collaborative version with Yukina and Ray singing alongside Kazumi. Oh my god, that was so fucking beautiful. I actually cried a lot. When you look at it lyrically as well, it's one of those songs that really captures what Bang Dream is about. Shoot for your dreams, go for your dreams, never give up. You know, it might sound cheesy, but at the end of the day, they captured it really well, and it inspires you to do more with yourself. You want to evolve as a person. You want to look for a dream. You gotta have a passion. If you got a passion, you gotta follow it and such like that. And I think that song really captures that feel with the lyrics. I can't say anything much about the instruments, to be honest. But yeah, with the lyrics, as I said a lot, even before, lyrics are an important part in Japanese music. And if you really want to get in depth with music, you need to know the lyrics. And Yumebu Uchinoku Shunkan ni without lyrics is just an empty song at the end, if I'm being honest. But with the lyrics, it's something beautiful. And it got me, Nick, and all of us crying. And it was an amazing last performance, and it made us wish for season 4, to be honest. But yeah, we are waiting for the Rosalia movie. Is basically just the band story, the first and second band story of Rosalia, and the second movie is gonna be just give me a second, all right? Give me a sec. As a elite Bandori fan, as myself, yes, I like to call myself a elite Bandori fan. It's an amazing series, if I'm being honest. It's not a series that I actually expected to be hooked onto, because to be honest, I didn't even expect to be this hooked into a series. But Bang Dream is more than just a series for me now. It's just I'm watching all live shows, I'm listening to songs, I'm downloading albums. Fun fact, me and Nick, we wanted to get high quality rips of the songs, so Nick actually paid for a membership in one website, and here we are getting songs now. Funny story that.
It's not an addiction.
Yeah, it was only $9. So if you guys want to check that website out, and no, we're not gonna promote pirated shit here. We're a very wholesome channel.
When
Okay.
we say pirated, we mean like like seas and boats and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Rawr. Who lives under the pineapple under the sea? Not SpongeBob SquarePants. Anyways, yeah. It's an amazing franchise. If I'm being honest, Bang Dream. If you guys aren't into Bang Dream, or if you guys are hearing about Bang Dream for the first time, I am not the best guide. I'll tell you that for Bang Dream.
And neither am I.
I hope I have touched your palette of animes, and I hope you guys check it out because it's really fun to watch and to get into. There's a lot of banger songs in there. You guys can check out my ranking videos, even though they're trash. You can listen to the music and you can judge for yourself how good it is.
Okay, guys, Vic just had to go and take care of some actual stuff. So, in the meantime, it's just going to be me and pretty much what I thought about the whole entire Bang Dream as a whole. So, getting into Bang Dream, this is going to be my perspective of it, my side of it. Although you didn't really get to hear much of what I had to say about it. I'm not really so fresh on the anime because I haven't really rewatched anything, so I'm not in a position to recap anything because I could mess up and say something wrong and then completely get something off. So I left that up to Vic. But Vic had to go take care of something, so either if we're good, we're gonna have him back on and we'll finish it up then. And if we can't, then we'll just have him send an audio clip of what he wants to finish. Because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be brought up, and obviously we're not done with Bang Dream because Bang Dream has a lot more stuff to it. There's news, there's pretty much all of this whole new spectrum of things going on. So I guess that we can, pick up on my part right now before, Vic either comes back. So I'm gonna carry this on for however long I can, and hope that you guys enjoy my segment part of it, since Vic pretty much carried this whole entire podcast episode. And I hope you are enjoying what you've seen so far, so I think it's time for a little rewind. So, watching through Bang Dream Season 1. Season 1 wasn't anything that really, caught my eye or made me think, wow, I'm gonna enjoy watching this. So, what I did is I just pretty much pushed through the whole entire season, and I didn't really learn any of the names. There wasn't any, attachments and emotional scenes that really got to me. I'm not sure if this happened in season 1 or season 2, but it was the scene where they're all coming together and they're singing in a circle, and I forgot who left exactly, but I think it was, Sayo. The Sayo arc was one that was heart-touching for me. We found out about her past band and everything, and it was coming to terms with a bunch of other things, as Kazumi wanted to create this band basically. She wanted to open up this whole entire new spectrum. She wanted to jump into this thing. And it wasn't like she was half-assing anything. She actually had a passion for it. And you could tell by what she was doing and her actions and everything. So throughout season 1, you get to see the build-up of this band. This band go from just some ordinary high school girls, or middle school girls. I'm not exactly sure which one, because I'm not familiar with any of that kind of stuff. I'm probably already forgot by now. And yeah, you get to see this whole entire thing get built up. You get these character arcs that are touching and heartwarming and that really hit hard because it's not just a band or some idol anime that you normally see. It goes beyond just the normal broadened spectrum. So whenever you see that, it's kind of refreshing because you're going into this expecting auto-tuned singers. You're going into this expecting them not to be able to play their own instruments. You're not expecting any of the stuff that you are actually getting. And so when it does happen, it's wow, that's pretty cool. And so you get to see season 1 was basically just pop and party, or peepa, pop and party, pop, peep, popipa. Yes. So you get to see this whole entire thing just get built up throughout the seasons. And it just really, really touches you afterwards because you're like, okay, so this isn't your generic, music anime. This isn't your generic idol anime, although it's not idol because they actually play instruments. You start to divulge into this kind of spectrum and you're like, wow, okay, I'm really, really, really picking up on this and I really do love it. And so as you start to get in more deeper, you see more stuff. You get to see the characters grow. You get to see these separate arcs that carry their own meaning, that teach a lesson, that have a theme behind them. And it opens your eyes to a bunch of other stuff because instead of it being like you're listening to music because it sounds good, you're listening to it for the lyrics, you're listening to it for like the melody and everything, like Vic stated. So as you start to get into it, it's like you're like, this is something that you could actually jump into as a rabbit hole. And then once you finish the anime, you get to see all of this other stuff. I'm not going to repeat what Vic said because that would just be boring for you just to hear me sit here and recap what Vic said that he already recapped. And so as you start to go in more deeper, then you find out more stuff. You start paying attention to the live streams, which I never really expected or found myself expecting to enjoy or actually be watching or anything. So we went on this little binge thing throughout the whole entire live streams. We watched like day 1, day 2, day 3, and it was fun. I watched it during when I actually had free time. So we literally sat there for hours and just had fun and chilled as a group of friends on Discord. And that was something that's kind of unusual because it's normally just chat in Discord. But it was actually, we were jamming out and we found a common interest in something that we loved. And even some people that were friends with in Discord that didn't really think much of Bang Dream, they heard more about the music. Obviously Vic peer pressured them all into getting into that. And I mean, like, God that he did. And so yeah, you divulge into it. And it becomes more than just an anime. It becomes something that's like culture, I guess. I don't really know what to call it. So you pick up on more stuff out of that. You start watching the live streams. You start playing the game, which the game I really do love. And you get to see a lot of funny memes on YouTube. You get to watch these live streams. You get to see these singers, and you watch like their interviews. You watch like some funny stuff, and it's like you're really enjoying what you're sitting and watching through. It doesn't feel like a chore. It doesn't feel like anything, because at the end of the day, it's an anime. It's a game. It's a band. It's something that has a big influence on other people, and that's what I really love about it. Because it's not like it's not there. It's like something beyond that. I don't even know what I was trying to say with that. You're probably bored to death listening to me by now because, Vic was like, he was keeping that shit on the roll, and then you got me over here just like, yeah, then this happened, and yeah, that happened. Also, this happened. So yeah, I'm not really the best recapper, unless you catch me after I finish the series and I'm fresh off of it. Heck, I don't even remember what happened that much in Bang Dream Season 3, but I guarantee that I remember some if I, actually start thinking about it, like I did right now. So Season 3 was like an emotional roller coaster. And I gotta say, out of all my favorite seasons, out of all the seasons of Bang Dream, or Bandori, Season 3 was my favorite. And out of all my arcs that I liked, you have to say that Ross was probably my favorite one. I'm not gonna recap what you basically already heard, but when you're seeing all this stuff, you're like, you actually see they don't know anything about their personal stuff. They don't know anything about who their bandmates are. There's no connection. There's nothing to derive from. They're all there for one separate reason. And once that separate reason is accomplished, it's pretty much over with. So that's pretty much, this season was about finding yourself, but not just yourself, but as a whole and as a team and band. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. So yeah, Vic had to head out, so you just got me here, and I think I'm going to start talking about something off Bang Dream Bandori related. Not just kidding, we're not going to do that because I would basically defeat the whole purpose of this podcast, and it's not fun if I intentionally try to find something else to talk about. So the Bang Dream Rhythm game, I started playing that. It wasn't like, it started off as, okay, there's a game for it. Let me just go check it out. I mean, like, I played Osu. I'm not old with rhythm games. Like, heck, I even played Piano Tiles. So rhythm games was something that was always up my alley. So I gave it a shot, and this is where I started to find out more about the songs. Because I started listening to the songs as you play, like the live ones, the regular, and at first I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to play this. And then afterwards, eventually I got it down. And so I see more of the stuff, the bands and music, and I'm like, wow, good music, very good music. And I'm like, and then I tried the JP version. And this is something that's like really different because you probably want to skip to like the timestamp of this that's up on the screen right now because this I'm planning on making this a visual podcast. And then if it ends up not being a visual podcast, I am deeply sorry that I just told you a timestamp that's not even up there. So yeah, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing the name right. It's a new band, Morphica. You know what? Just for for correction's sake, let me go look it up. Morphonica. Don't know if I said it right, but Morphonica, which is up on the screen. But if it's not up on the screen, I'm sorry. I try to make this a visual podcast, and the only thing that probably derived me from doing that was one of the two things. One, my video editor crashed like halfway through, and I didn't have the heart to re-edit. Or two, I was just lazy as hell, and it never happened. And hopefully that's not the case, because that was just like bad work gift. Anyway, Morphonica. I checked out a JP version of the game, and I was like, what is this new band? I've never seen this one before. And obviously I'm a gacha guy, so I was like bombing in that gacha stuff. I was playing them story things. I was just speed running all of it just to get some of those stars. And then I started doing some gacha stuff and got one of the Morphonica characters, and I'm like, what is this? Never seen this band before, but I mean, like, it is pretty interesting. So I didn't know anything about that. And also really didn't think much about it. So I just went on about my day, just played some more of the game and then dipped. And then next day came around, rolled around, and then I went into Discord and Vic sent me this YouTube video link. I think it's Ayasa. I don't know if I said her name right, but she's the violinist of the band. And I was like, wait, she's in the band? Because I seen this clip, and it's like, if you don't know about this clip, it's up on the screen right now. And yeah, I'm probably going to be playing it. I don't know if I'm going to play it because I'm not trying to get copyright strike on my own channel, since this is going up on my channel. But yeah, it's up on the screen right now. And I was like, wow, so she's in the band. And I'm like, okay, I need to find out more. I need to find out more about this stuff, because that's when it started getting more personal about the band stuff. And so I started actually figuring out about, Rosalia, Ross, Poppin' Party. I always want to call them Poppin' Pastels. I don't know why, but yeah. And so I found out more about the, behind the scenes, like the actual Sayus themselves. I ended up becoming a simp for the live shows. I ended up becoming a simp for the music and every single thing. And I was like, okay, so she's a violinist there. So of course I had to go check out some of their songs. I checked out, I don't want to be wrong, so I'm actually looking it up right now. So sorry if it seems kind of out of order and you notice a lot of cuts and jump cuts. I check out Bloom Bloom, and I check out Prelude to Gold and Daylight. Daylight is probably one of my favorite of their original songs. And I'm like, okay, these are good and everything. And then I check out some covers, and they covered Change. And that ended up being one of my favorite, I'm sorry if you are an actual Bang Dream like hardcore fan and you're listening to this guy that's random on the internet, literally named Randomu Otaku, just mispronounce all of these and butcher all the names. I am sorry if you are having to go through this. Morphonica, so I check out the cover and I'm like, yeah, Change is my favorite, obviously my favorite song from them / cover. And yeah, it just became a whole rabbit hole from there. And that's when those songs actually started coming on my playlist. Like, there was actually Bandori songs on my main playlist that I play in the car. I hope I didn't bore you to death with my expose or whatever I was saying, because you probably were just listening to Vic over there, being the absolutely commie that he is, just spitting, just getting this whole recap out there, just showing his love and passion for it. And then you got this guy who's over here just vibing out, talking hella slow, and making lots of pauses and just probably ignoring you. Not ignoring. They can't even speak proper English. Like, Vic can speak. Example number 1. Exactly. Vic can speak proper and better English than me, and he's Indian. Like, this is like sad for me. Like, I don't know. See, this is like number 1 why Vic is like number 1. Definitely check out his channel. His name is the Animo. Please hold while I try to find myself and figure out how to talk again. And if you haven't checked him out, he's the Anime Weeb on YouTube, so you can always go and check that out. He makes ranking videos. He does a bunch of, basically AMVs and rankings. Pretty much the two that he does. And obviously, we have our collab podcast, which we do with a bunch of random guests. Like, we had some good guests on there. We had Raichi on there recently, and without me because I was asleep during his time zone, and her time zone too. So I couldn't make that one. But you can check that one out there too, and a lot of other ones on there. So definitely check out our collab podcast. That's linked in the description down below. And definitely check out his own channel because his channel is good. So yeah. And if you did enjoy this podcast, just leave a like and maybe consider subscribing to me. I mean, like, you don't have to, but I mean, like, you could always do. I mean, it's not like I pull out the analytics or stuff and, pop them up on a screen and, try to peer pressure you to. But anyway, so this is pretty much going to be the end of this podcast. And yeah, so if you don't hear anything else after this, that means pretty much we decided to end it the way that it is with my own little outro, the way to end it off with my own little take of Bandori. And yeah, that's pretty much how we decided to go with it. But if you are hearing something, you're either hearing the one that we recorded later today, the next day, or you're probably hearing what Vic sent in on his own, because I was probably sleeping. Or, in bed, too lazy to get up and record. So, hope that you guys have a great day. You stay safe out there and accomplish whatever you set out to do. And yeah, peace. And if you are hearing this, I just sound dumb as hell because we're going over to what we're having right now and we're starting it again. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so last time we ended this off like abruptly because Vic had to go do something and you just have my whole entire monologue basically. But now we're back again, and we're going to start off with Vic again. So we're going to let him finish what he was saying and wrap this up.
Alright, so we were talking about the plot of Bandori. We were analyzing this, not even an analysis, because it was just rough around the edges, but whatever. We did the job anyways. So what I really want to talk about is what makes Bandori special, and that is the character relationships. Bandori has a huge cast of characters. The anime only shows 6 bands, but the game has 7 bands, and there's like 5 members per band, so you got like 40 characters in the anime. So it's a huge cast, and how the Bandori sets up all the character relationships and how the characters develop with this relationship is something that really is a job well done. Like for example, Kazumi's relationship with Yukina, or Kazumi's relationship with Arisa, or Arisa's relationship with Otae or Saya or Rimi, and Saya and Rimi. You can take all of this and all of them to have their own different dynamic, and they evolved, like the characters evolve from these relationships. And I think one of my favorite character relationships has to be the Hina Sayo relationship. So okay, for context, Hina and Sayo are twins. Hina plays guitar for Pastel Pallette, and Sayo plays guitar for Roselia. So Sayo is someone who has to work hard to get good at something, while Hina, she's a prodigy. She can get good at anything, anyhow. It doesn't take her a lot of time. And when these two get compared, Sayo actually has an inferiority complex. So when she gets compared, Hina is considered the superior sister of sorts. So Sayo learns the guitar so that she can have that something that she's better at Hina. But then Hina wants to get closer to her sister, so she learns the guitar and she becomes really good at it. And that's when Sayo realizes that she can't do anything about it. And when Sayo watches Hina's performance, she understands the gap in skill, and it becomes a big issue. Sayo starts to drift apart from Hina, and at the end, there's this event in the game You gotta play the game. Okay, so in the game, I think you get more depth in the characters and such than you get in the anime. The anime is just a scratch in the scratch on the surface, the tip of the iceberg, and the real deal is actually the game. So, okay, so in the game there was this Hina Sayo event, and in that, Sayo starts to, move apart from her sister because her sister is getting good at the guitar, and then finally, Sayo explains to her sister, and they like Hina says that she'll wait for Sayo to get better and one day play alongside each other. Like their motives change for why they play the guitar, and like Sayo Sayo started it to, get better at her sister at something. Hina started to play the guitar because she wants to get close, and at the end, now both of them have the same motive to play alongside each other at the same skill level. And I think that is just brilliant character development. And honestly, Banduri does that with all of the character relationships, and it's something that is very overlooked, but it has to be, the key point, I think, in Banduri being really good. And also, um, what else? Yeah, the songs. I think a lot of the Banduri songs, especially the originals, they are very heavy songs. Like if you take Rosalia's songs, for example, especially Determination Symphony. Okay, Determination Symphony is the song that came out during the Hina Sayo event, and if you look at the lyrics, it just reflects how much Sayo went through during that event, during that time, and how the lyrics matches well, and how it captures her feelings. And also, another fact is that Sayo's voice actress, Kudaharu, she when she was asked what was her favorite song, it was actually Determination Symphony. Why? Because during that event, when they had to voice act for that event, they were being way too emotional, like they were putting way too much emotion, and because of that, the staff were like, chill, 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 tone it down a bit. And yeah, and she says how much that event and how much that how much they put effort into putting a lot of emotion into the characters, and that really does translate to when we are reading it in the game or when we are watching it in the anime. And it's something that we really have to, applaud them for. Okay, so I sidetracked a bit, but yeah, the songs. I talked about Determination Symphony. What else? What else is a song that really hits? Yeah, Beautiful Birthday. I think we talked about it in the previous part as well, about how the Raz's bonds are being displayed and how they're being shown. This newly made bond. It wasn't the first bond where they were all split and broken apart, but now they're more together and they want to know more each other, and this new bond that they formed. What else? Moichido Luminous. This is a very underrated Pastel Pallette song, because a lot of the Pastel Pallette song, if you take any Pastel Pallette songs, everyone would say, it is better. Swish better.
It's just a lot of cheery songs.
Yeah, those are very cheery songs, but then there's Moichido Luminous, which is, oh my god, that is just an amazing song. The melody is so different. It's not upbeat, it's deep. The lyrics is fucking deep, and I love it. Like, I think you don't expect that sort of lyrics from like a band like Pastel Pallettes, who are very idly and stuff, but you get some deep ass lyrics from them. Hello Happy. Yeah, I got nothing else to say about Hello Happy. All I got is just smile, smile, smile. That's about it. Who else we got? Afterglow. Now, Afterglow, I think their lyrics is more of them staying together and their bond. and how they are strong, and they've been childhood friends since forever, and they're displaying their bond, how strong it is and how unbreakable it is, and things like that. That's a very common theme in their songs. I think One of Us, the recent song that they released, One of Us, Sasankwa, and a lot, the lyrics reflect on that. But instrumentally, my favorite has to be either Comic Panic or Heyday Capriccio. I think I've spammed Heyday Capriccio in everyone's DMs before, telling them that this guitar solo is amazing, bro. Listen to it. And honestly, it's an amazing guitar solo. Okay, and then we got Morphonica. Now, I'll be honest with you, Morphonica, because I'm playing Japanese JP Bang Dream, I don't have an idea of what their character is because I can't understand shit they're saying. So I think probably I'll look up some translations, read it up, probably, so that I can get a grasp of how the characters are.
You're still fairly new.
Yeah, they're very new, so we don't have that much of an insight on what they're. All I know is that Mashiro is a very shy girl, the vocalist. There's Rui. And fun fact, Rui plays the violin, and her voice actress is Ayasa. If you guys know Ayasa, she's a very popular violinist artist. She used to play. There's a whole meme song of hers. So, I mean, the one song that turned into a meme. My bad. Yeah. So yeah, check her out. Ayasa, she's an amazing artist, one of my favorites. And the vocalist, Amane, Mashiro's voice actress, Amane, she is actually 16. She's going to be 17 this April, so she's like the youngest member in the Bang Dream project. And honestly, it's really good seeing her improve because their first song that came out, Daylight, wasn't the best. I'll be honest with you. There was a lot of her vocals was very iffy and things like that. But then now when you look at their newer songs, she's improved a lot. And even when she performed Daylight live, like I think me and Nick watched it before, like that live show, the 8 Live, where they performed Daylight.
Yeah.
And how she improved a lot. Like literally fucking hell. Chills. I literally got chills. All right. And yeah, the other cast members as well. The drummer, she's a very experienced drummer actually. The bassist actually performs for does voice acting for DJ as well. Their guitarist, I have no idea about their guitarist. My bad. Yeah. And last but not least, Poppin' Party. Now, Poppin' Party, in my opinion, is the most versatile band of the bunch because they do not stick to one music genre, but to a lot different. They could be singing a punk rock song, or they could be singing something even softer and slower. You could be listening to a song like Kizuna music at first, and then it could be Teardrops. That's how different their range of songs are. And yeah, they have the most songs in Bang Dream. I think they have 2 albums worth of songs. 2 albums, 20 to 44, 40, I think 50 plus songs. And I don't think the other bands have that much songs actually. I think in Bang Dream, I think Poppin' Party is the only band with actual 2 full albums. The rest of them have only released like 1 till now. So yeah, they have a lot of songs, and as I said, versatility. They have a whole lot, a range of songs, and also, if you listen to their first song, Yes Bang Dream, it's not the best. I will be honest with you. It's choppy.
Played that one like 50 times in the game.
I actually watched their live show, their first live show back in 2015. Shout out to AN Subs for that. He posted it on YouTube. He's a popular Bang Dream Sayo suburb content creator. Recently his channel got taken down. A totally different topic, but I'll get to that in a second. So there is this live show that they played. Their first live show. It was just Rimi, Kazumi, and and Arisa, and they're playing Yes Bang Dream, and you can feel how choppy and inexperienced they were because when they started to do VA work for Bang Dream, they were inexperienced. They did not know how to play their instruments, so they were learning and learning and learning. And I think you can find the interview on YouTube. You guys can check it out. And now you listen to their more latest songs like Photograph or Sweets Band, you can literally feel how much they've improved in the past 5 years. Like, it is okay if you are a long-term fan, like if you've been following Bang Dream since 6 years ago, back when it started, and now you listen to their songs, you might feel old and you will be like, oh my god, they've grown up, holy shit. But for short-term fans like me and Nick, we might not feel it. But yeah, that should have been the case. But actually, I feel like they've improved a lot, and it's nice to join this ride, to see how much they've improved and such. And yeah, also 2 days, I think 2 days ago, yesterday, Bang Dream's day before yesterday. Bang Dream's 6th anniversary. They celebrated their 6th anniversary, and it's only been a year since I've been into Bang Dream, and honestly, it's been a ride. And damn, it's really changed my way of thinking in a way or two. When it comes to songs, how I looked at songs. From just listening to the vocals and being like, yeah, it's kind of decent, to now listening to the instrumentals, lyrics, and such. Not only Bang Dream, Vocaloid has a lot of impact in that. Also, I have a confession to make. A lot of the cover songs that I heard are actually from Bang Dream covers, like Charles, Lost Ones Weeping, what else? Night Sky Patrol. All of these songs and Rokuchonen as well, 6 Trillion Nights. These songs I actually never heard before, even though being a Vocaloid fan. I never heard of them before until I played Bang Dream, and from their cover songs, I actually discovered these 4 songs that would later be one of my most favorite Vocaloid songs of all time. So yeah, Bang Dream just did play a big part in me and in my music taste. What about you, Nick?
Well, I really used to not really think much about the music. It would just be, just the vocalist and songs. If it sounded good, it sounded good. And then after, you get into Bang Dream a bit more, you start actually paying attention to all of these other characters, like what they play and their instruments that they're playing, and it starts to make you notice a bit more of it. I definitely started to pick up more on everything I was listening. Like, it really did make me appreciate music a bit more, like the effort that they actually go through.
All right, so where are we again?
Oh, we were talking about how Bang Dream changed your perspective on things, like for the music part of it.
Yeah, it's also become like this a way for me to make content as well. I've already made 2 videos with Bang Dream, cover ranking and original song ranking, and it's really nice to know what other people feel about Bang Dream songs as well. And honestly, it's been an absolute ride. I think that cover ranking and the original ranking videos must have been my most well-made videos of the bunch because of the time and effort you put into it. Like, to rank 156 songs and 120 covers and then put them all into a video, 26 minutes, 31 minutes, and then it just makes me mad how much effort I put into those 2 videos just because I love Bang Dream. And honestly, it's really been a ride this 1 year of knowing Bang Dream and such. And yeah, I hope I can be a long Bang Dream fan, and I hope Bang Dream goes on for long as well, because there's been rumors that it could end after the 8th year or something, but yeah, it's been debunked 2 days ago in that 6th anniversary stream where the president told them that, the Bushy Road president, the project president told them that this is not gonna end at this time. It's not gonna end anytime soon. It's gonna go on for long, and yeah, that's that's kind of relieving to know, you know.
Yeah.
Like I remember, yeah, I posted this comment that I saw on Mal on general, and I was like, I got spooked when I read that. Like Bushiroad projects usually take 8 years, so well, like how Milky Homes ended after 8 years, Bang Dream could end after the 2022 Poppin' Party movie and such. And I was like, fuck no, no, no.
Like a worst
We got
nightmare.
dreams before. Yeah, like imagine them ending it right before we like get their interview and such. Okay, so before that, me and I don't know about Nick. Me, one of my big goals to accomplish as a YouTuber is to, you know, have an interview with the Bang Dream bands, with Rosalia, Poppin' Party, Morphonica, and Razor Suilin, and have an interview with them. I think that's like one of my dreams, you know?
Yeah.
It's something that, like, when you watch Sayo content and they're like having fun, and when you go to the live shows and you feel that vibe and energy, you feel like you want to interview them, you want to know more about them. And yeah, I also interact with a lot of Sayo content, and with the Sayos on Twitter and such. Call me a stan, but I I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Vic stalking people out here.
Yeah, I remember Saiti, Poppin' Party's guitarist, liking my comment, and I just flipped out. I think I almost broke a table and such, and it was wild scenes. Yeah, so yeah, it's one of my dreams to, you know, like be able to interview the seiyus and such. Not only Bang Dream seiyus, but also outside, you know, anime seiyus, probably Rita Takahashi, Kana Hanazawa, you know, Matsuoka, Yuki Kaji, Miyano Mamoru, and all of them. I wish I could interview them in the future, but yeah, I need to learn my Japanese before that. So
Yes.
we got a long road ahead. All right, so yeah, Nick, you got anything?
Well, on the topic of wanting to interview, it's gonna be kind of hard because we gotta, you know, learn Japanese and gotta build a following. And I hope that one day we can actually, you know, accomplish that. And so we have the plan. So first, we just gotta make sure that we know our Japanese, and then we gotta make sure that we get the connection. Then we also gotta make sure that our following is up, so that way that we can actually make that happen. But unfortunately, it probably won't happen. But it's nice to have dreams. One of these days.
You never know, mate. You never know. You never know. Anime Man did it. We can do it too.
Yeah.
Oh, we can, yeah, we can just hope that we can get it. All right. So, also a little bit of shameless self promotion here. But it's related to Bang Dream, so I don't mind. I've been writing a fanfic recently. Call me disgusting, but yeah, I do that. I
He's a
think
Shakespeare
it
of it.
started like, yeah, it started a month ago. With the Bang Dream fanfic. It's called A Ray of Hope. So it's basically a self-inserted protagonist with Bang Dream, immersing the protagonist into the Bang Dream anime. I think the season 3 timeline, and then, you know, revolving the events around him and such. So it's something that I've started off as a joke. You know,
As
I
everything does.
read like 2-3. Yeah, I read like 2-3 fanfics, and I was like, dude, these are fucking stupid. Like some of them are stupid, but some of them are real fun to read. And I was like, you know what? Since they're doing it, since anyone can do it, I might give it a shot. And it's going on well. It's on hold at the moment because I got exams and shit. I got to study, so probably had to wait for a month for a new chapter, or probably sooner. Who knows? I've been writing the new chapter. Fuck, I ruined the surprise.
I
Shit.
see.
So yeah. So yeah, I've been writing the new chapter, and it's been going well. Yeah, and got a long way to go. I'm just following the anime timeline now, and then probably later on focus on the protagonist and such. So if you guys want to know the premise, it's basically just the protagonist or yourself, because it's a self-inserted protagonist, so it's you. So the protagonist is an average high schooler. He has a dark past, and he meets Pop and Buddy, go to the live, likes the show, then Rosalia, then Raz. Then he starts to get to know all of them, and then how they influence his life, how his presence influenced their life, and yeah, that's how the fanfic goes, and it's gonna take a while. It's really gonna take a while, but I think I'm doing a really good job of it.
Yeah, it's really good
at the moment.
We all
Yeah,
look forward
Nick
to it.
reads it. Nick, give us a review.
All right, so first, I gotta say that it's honestly pretty well on how he came across with the main character. Like, the way that he pulled it in to the story, it didn't disrupt any of the events. And all the events are so far going according to plan, basically. And with the main character in there, you actually see that there's actually some foreshadowing to a more deeper plot behind his background. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope that it ends up going the way that I want it to. And also, there's also some, what's the word I'm looking for? Some good stuff in there. Like, I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope that develops, like the relationship between Sayo and stuff. So, please. And yeah, that's my review. Well, short review, because I'm known for short content. So yeah, short review of Vic's Bang Dream fanfic. Gonna make a video on it too.
Oh yeah, alright, so a slight teaser of what's about to come. If you guys watch the anime, it's basically the Rosalia crisis arc coming up. So it's like one chapter. I'm gonna wrap it up in one chapter. So it's the episode after the Raz versus Rosalia life. So you guys know what to expect. But it's not all gonna be anime only stuff, because I did put in some bit of stuff of mine in there as well. So expect it to be a spicy episode, a spicy chapter. It's turning out to be a real good chapter. But yeah, there's the issue of me not writing for a week in there. Like, I kind of lost my touch. But yeah, then I reread it, and I was like, nah, gotta do this again, and sharpen the rough edges, and almost done with the chapter. Probably take a day or two, and then I'll release a chapter soon. And it's on Wattpad. Link will be in the description down below. Check it out. Give it a read. Drop some comments. Vote it, and share to your friends, family, your grandma, your grandpa, your dog, whoever fucking uses internet. Like, send it to all of them and rack up them reads.
Yes.
And also, another small shout out to our Discord server. So me and Nick, we are running this collaborative server of sorts. Nick shouted it out on his recent video. If you guys might have watched the Hatsune Miku video, and hop by the server. We are usually dead.
Yeah, but until you guys come by, we'll get revived.
Yes, please join so that we can stop being dead.
Yes. It might motivate us too.
Yes, you might motivate us to be all online as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm online 24/7, so that's one thing. Anyways, yeah, if you guys do feel like you want to join, please join the server. It's a link in the description down below. Also, the fanfic description link in the description. Fucking hell, I'm having a rough day today.
It really
Anyways,
do like that.
Link is in the description down below as well. And yeah, also, if you guys wanna check out very high quality videos, my
Very
channel,
high.
the Anime Weeb, is around there. Very high quality. And yeah, if you guys want to check that out, that is also in the description box down below. Yeah, and all I basically do is just make shitty videos. I was just joking about it being high quality. It's just shitty videos. So if you wanna, guys, you're gonna wanna check out. Try not to sing along and dance challenges or ranking videos, as I talked about it earlier. There's your channel. Go check it out. I post some AMVs in between as well. I did drop a song as well. And yeah, there are two videos under works. Different sort of video that I never made before, a video essay type, and one very special challenge video coming up. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm on a hiatus at the moment, so yeah, I'm not uploading anything at the moment because of exams and shit. But yeah, when I'll be back, I think in a month, I'll be posting it. So look forward to it. Hit the sub. Watch all my videos if you can, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, one last plug, and that is our podcast, Behind the Frames, with a couple of jobless weebs. Damn, that's a mouthful. We need to change that title soon.
Yeah.
Me and Nick, we are running the podcast with other YouTubers. We bring in every new YouTuber every episode. Actually, not every episode, because we literally had Ubnib for 2 episodes straight. So, yeah, we brought in big names like Minami, Ubnib Master, Swandy480, the cover singer, if you guys know, and Taylor. Yeah, there's no way anyone knows Taylor. That's the sad part about it.
Dang.
But yeah. We brought in a lot of guests. We bring in guests every episode. We interview them. We talk with them. We have a discussion with them, and we have laughs, chit chats, and blah blah blah. So if you guys want to listen to that as well, link is in the description down below. Oh my god, the amount of product plugging that I'm doing today is unreal.
Yes. Let's just hope that everybody follows.
I'm so sorry, Nick. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We all understand, and we need clout.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are interested, check them all out. Link is in the description down below. And yeah, our socials, Nick's Twitter, my Instagram, my LinkedIn, everything will be in the description.
Yes.
So yeah, check them all out.
Also, make sure to send me these links, because it's going to be a lot of links.
Yes, I will. Don't worry about that. All right. So yeah, I think that's about it. We've been rambling. I mean, I've been self-promoting for like the past 5 minutes. So yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up. So, okay. So as a conclusion, back to Bang Dream. As a conclusion, as a 1-year Bang Dream simp, it's been a heck of a ride, you know.
Been really
to
fun.
have my music taste to be changed, and for me to, you know, have an enlightenment of sorts when it comes to music and music taste, and even in the musical part of it, you know, instrumental part of it, and the technical part of it, it's something special. And I don't think I've been this attached to anything that much, you know. Even when it comes to anime, I had my Sayo phase for like 6 months, and that was done. Even though I'm still, you know, hooked to Sayo, but not as much as I did back in the day. Like even when it comes to anime, like my hype like stays for like 8 months, 6 months at max, and then done. It's gone. But I think Bang Dream's been the one thing that I've been sticking for like an year now, and I don't think it's gonna die anytime soon. And it's honestly been a huge game changer for me. And also, some guys would be asking, Vic, if you're a Bang Dream simp, then do you think Love Live is good? I'll tell you this right now. I am a Bang Dream simp, and I enjoy Love Live as well. Yes, I am the very rare human that doesn't shit on Love Live or thinks Love Live. Yes, that one Bang Dream simp who actually likes Love Live. I think that those are very rare breeds, because all I see is the Love Live fans shitting on Bang Dream and Bang Dream fans shitting on Love Live, but I think both are really good. So yeah, if you want idols and stuff, watch Love Live. If you like music and more technical, musically technical stuff, watch Bang Dream. There you go. Now, do not come to me and be like, bruh, Love Live is shit, Bang Dream is shit. Do not pull that on me. I swear to fucking God, no one has survived long enough. Whoever said that, they didn't survive long enough. Like, for fuck's sake. And yeah, okay, so Yes. Oh, sorry. This is a conclusion. My bad. I didn't
Yes,
end it
it's a
real.
conclusion.
I didn't. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, and yeah. Thank you guys for listening to this me rambling for what? How many minutes has it been?
It's been about 35 right now. Might have to cut some stuff down, but it's probably gonna be at least 30 minutes right now.
Okay, so I think overall it's almost 2 hours. So thank you guys for listening to this very dead Indian guy who got his nose punched at 10 times. And yeah, I'm mumbling a lot. It's fucking 3:15 in the morning. You'd expect it, and I got a fucking exam tomorrow, and here I am recording a podcast. So yeah, here I am recording a podcast. So yeah, I'm sorry if it isn't top tier quality stuff or bored you to death, or you guys are sleeping on your laptop at the moment. And if you guys are not asleep, good night.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll carry it. And yeah, also thanks to Nick for having me in the podcast. You know, even though we do podcast together, it's nice to have him have me on his podcast, even though it was inevitable because it's gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
So so
This is a very
thank you for
rare
having me.
occurrence.
So thank you for having me as soon as now, and yeah, I wish your podcast and your channel a huge success.
Alright, so my opinion on Bang Dream as a whole, I think it's a fun little rabbit hole to dive into, because at first you don't really think much of it. You just think it's going to be one more of these music animes that, with all of these, auto-tune singers that actually play instruments. And then as you start to divulge more into it, you find out that they actually do live shows. You find out that there's a game that it originated from. And so you learn more about the community and you get more involved in it. And I gotta say, there's one thing about the community is that it really does bring a lot of people together. Because at first you're like, so it's just gonna be one of these things that you just watch and that's it. And then you end up liking it and you start to go more into the community itself and you find out all of these new people, you find something new to talk about. And so at least a lot more opportunities for you out there. And I gotta say that I really did enjoy the anime. Like at first, season 1 wasn't really much of anything for me, but throughout the rest of the seasons, it started to build up more for me. And it's something that I really like, especially after I watched that anniversary video that just got uploaded not too long ago. It made me feel really proud, I guess. So I know it's a little short thought on Bang Dream, but that's really all I got right now until I do the rewatch. So
yeah, also stay tuned for Nick's Bang Dream review video.
yes,
You better watch it, or I'm gonna rip you apart. All right, so you better watch that video. And Nick, please be biased AF. You gotta be biased on Bang Dream.
so I'm definitely gonna put a lot of effort into that one because I want that one to actually do good, and I hope it's gonna be one of my best videos on the channel. So yeah,
I'm gonna make my soon, probably. I mean, I got 2 on my channel. I mean, 2 gonna be 3 soon, probably. Probably I should do my own essay video soon.
Oh.
Sounds like a good idea.
I guess this is like pretty much the end right now. So you guys better stay safe out there and make sure that you always try to, accomplish your goals and everything like I normally say in these videos. And that will be all for today. So peace. Okay, since you stuck around for a while, there's an unlisted video and a link in the description of me narrating one of the chapters of Vic's fanfic. So yeah,